this is a bit awkward for me because this is actually the very first time I have done a video reply. Actually, this is the very first time I've actually video recorded myself on YouTube. All my other hundreds of videos are just let's plays and whatnot, but this is the first time I've actually took myself a video, and it's for a reply to a Mr. Alpha Omega Sin, who I just now discovered just a couple weeks ago, and I'm already a big fan. And what I'm responding to is this video for the HD remake of Legend of Zelda Windwaker. And I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan. Huge. I played the very first Legend of Zelda when I was a kid, when it first came out. So, and I played every game since. And even for some reason, the most hated sequel, first sequel, Adventures of Link. I love that. That's one of my favorites. And this is about similar because Wind Waker is also hated, and I love it. I love it to death. Maybe I'm just a rabid fan because I almost love every single Zelda game, and I played almost every single one of them, except for one, my least favorite. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But what I'm really, really, really happy to hear about a remake of Wind Waker. Like I said, I love that game, and when it came out, I bought it, I played it, and I think it took me like a couple of weeks to beat it. It's a great, great game, and yeah, people just seem to hate that shade graphic, that cell shading graphics thing, and yeah, it's a different look, but the game is beautiful. The game is beautiful, and I remember when the game came out, I read a review where the reviewer said, "Oh, as you play through it, by the time that before you even get halfway through the game, you've already grown to the look of the game. You could not imagine the game looking any other way." And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Play the game, before you know it, you'll be attached to the look. You couldn't imagine it looking, like any other Zelda. Should every Zelda game look like this? No, probably not, but I think it worked here, and I don't understand how you're going to condemn the game for the graphics. When I first started playing video games, it was when Atari was big. Yeah, I feel so old every time I say that. But yeah, I started with Atari, and Atari, it was all about gameplay, not graphics. It was all about the gameplay. So I grew up, playing games that was mainly about that gameplay, and to this day, it is still about, I can appreciate awesome graphics, but it has the other parts of the game have to be good too. Gotta have good gameplay. The good, music's gotta be good. The story has to be interesting. Sound effects, the combat system, anything you can think of. All of this stuff has to be done well. It can't just look beautiful, and to me, even if a game has subpar graphics, if it's fun as hell to play, I'm still gonna love it. But that's not the situation here. Wind Waker is a great game in fun as hell, and it looks beautiful. I know a lot of people had a problem with it because of the constant selling. I have to admit, when I got it, I bought a strategy guide, and the strategy guide I bought came with this awesome, gigantic map that shows you where all the islands and everything is. It shows you where you had to go. So I had this map of the island. So to me, the sailing was fun as hell because I never got lost. I just explored the sea, had this chart of the sea. It made it even more fun. I can understand all those people who didn't have that who got lost exploring the sea and this gigantic sea. But if you have that sea chart, it's even more fun. So my experience, wasn't bothered by that at all. And about this, getting back about what this is really about, I'm rambling on. The remake. Uh, Hell yeah, I'm excited for a remake. I'm excited for anything Zelda related. Um, but and as for the new stuff about the random dungeons, I mean not the random dungeons, but being able to do any dungeon in any order you want, like like kind of like Mega Man. Well, I want to do this dungeon. I want to do that dungeon first. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of awesome, especially if you kind of figure out what the dungeons are. This is fire temple, this is water temple, or whatnot. This temple is in the forest, and whoa, let's see. I can't stand ice dungeons, so I'm thinking we're gonna go with the fire dungeon first. Blah blah blah. You know what? That could be fun. And as for the dungeons themselves being like that, ooh, that's gonna be a bit more challenging. But it's gonna be it ought to be fun, especially if they do it right. And that's a criticism that the series has been getting here lately. I'm gonna try not to get into a rant on this because if I get carried away and just rambling on this, this really gets on my nerves. A lot of people, even critics, are whining that the Zelda it keeps following the same old formula. That oh well, there's all kinds of dungeons out in the world, and you gotta travel the world and do the dungeon, and each dungeon has a special treasure, and it'll help you fight the boss. We're sick and tired of this. So why can't they do something different? Blah blah blah. I love this setup from the first Zelda game. I have no problem with this. And there's been so many Zelda games, and I've done each one great. I'm not bored of it yet. Why change something that isn't broken? I mean, if you want to do something new, fine, add in new stuff, but don't completely change this tradition, this formula that we all grown to love. Why? And the reason why I got into this is because this is kind of them. It sounds like they're going in the right direction. This is them trying to add something different and new because, being able to do dungeons without any order, just choose where you want to go, and having the dungeons themselves, being like that. That is something different to the series, but without totally destroying the formula. That is what they should do. At least they're going in the right direction. I was kind of worried that actually I saw these people whining. Oh, it's the same game over and over. No, I mean, I don't see how you could be a Zelda fan and just get carried away about that. But yeah, but that's my thoughts, and about all the other new. I hope they have new areas and stuff. Because, oh yes, I would definitely get this game when it comes out. And going back about I'm gonna get flack for this. My least favorite Zelda game is Majora's Mask. Now, for the way the torches and pitchforks, when it first came out, I hated this. When I first read about the game, I despised the whole time limit thing. It's like a Legend of Zelda game with a time limit? That's blasphemy! No! But now I realized, and when the game came out, I come to realize that with being able to time travel back and forth, there really isn't first played the game, I never made it. I never made it to the first dungeon because the that damn planet kept crushing me, and I was just still mad about the time limit. You know, I just wanted to do what I do in every single game and explore and go out and have fun. I'm worrying about a damn frown-faced planet coming down and landing on my head. And I realized that I quit before I got to the first dungeon, before I got to the position where I could like go back in time, whatever, and not really have a time limit. And I've always realized that I probably never gave the game. I probably didn't give it a fair chance. And I realized that a long time ago. But this is back when Nintendo had that stupid, you have to have the extra graphics pack for it to work. And when I went to go and replay the game, my graphics pack was gone. I don't know what happened to it. I never got, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try to get the first dungeon, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't play it. And nowadays, I understand that if I want to, I could play it. Emulators, the Wii store, all of that. So I do plan one of these days sitting down and playing it all the way through again and give it a chance. Then maybe maybe after that I'll love it. It'll be one of my favorites. So I will admit that maybe I didn't give it a fair enough shot, but I would like for that to happen because I don't want to hate any Zelda game, And I'm sure there's people out there going, well, what about those horrible, that horrible system? What Zelda fan even counts them? We ignore those exist. So, as far as I'm concerned, talking about games in the real series, the real Zelda games, yeah. But that's my thought on the whole thing. Love Wind Waker. Love to see the series continue, of course. Love to see this remake. And I would love to see remakes of just about all of them, Well, that might be a bit much, but I would love to see even a remake of Adventures of Link. Because you know what? I think that's another Zelda game that doesn't get a fair shake. It's a great game. When I was a kid, I played the hell out of it. The game's fun as balls. It really is. But now I've run out of things to say. I'm starting to ramble on, so I guess I'll sign off. And yeah, Mr. Alpha Omega Zen. That's my thoughts on this whole thing, and everybody else out there that's watching. So yeah, my first video response. I hope I didn't completely ignore it, but yeah, that's what I think.